been working on a couple of things from Butterfly Half. So just for you, since you've not been doing this stuff with us. So Butterfly Half is I have one leg. As a half guard, be careful about the camera.
Okay.
No, I've had situations where I was explaining something for 3 minutes and then realized someone was sitting in front of the camera and I didn't get any of it on camera. So the first part is the one leg is here behind this leg and wrapped around his shin. I've got my foot wrapped around his shin. This is to keep him from running away. So if he tries to step out now, I've got an anchor on his foot. Okay? And then I take the other leg and I put it in as a butterfly hook so that if he tries to pressure into me now, I can use that leg to keep him away.
Okay.
So I have control in 2 directions with this. And then this arm comes in here as a shallow underhook. This is not to gain an underhook control, but it's actually to give a brace for this knee so that he can't press my knees together. It's because if I don't have that, then he can push my knee down. And now he's got a pass. Okay? So that's basically how I build this guard to keep him from being able to just smash through my guard. And I normally sit up with this. So we've been doing some attacks off an arm drag with this arm. So for example, coming in here for a Darce choke or something like that. And I wanted to continue with chokes from this position. So we did a Darce choke, we did a back take off the arm drag. So now I want to go basically directly to the head. So I'm taking my underhead hook arm, coming up here, and important is I'm not going to just snap his head down because when I grab this, his normal reaction exactly is to posture up. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to take his head in this kind of a path. So I'm actually going to first shove him to the side and then bring him down. Okay? And then you see he's in my armpit, my arm is immediately ready for a guillotine. Yeah. I was about to say, be sure to tap on time. This time I don't want to choke you out again.
Yeah. This one is really on the...
Yeah. So, yeah, well, I also just don't want the shock of accidentally choking someone out again. I'm not joking, I actually have accidentally choked people out with this choke. So. Okay, so like I said, we're coming here and take him to the side, and from here, pulling him in. And the guillotine choke, a lot of people do the guillotine choke down here and they join the hands. I don't like this personally. This is actually a really inefficient choke, and you've got to crank a lot on the neck to get this to work. Let's see if we can get this on camera. I don't know if I can because it's kind of a small detail, but I think it helps a lot. The way I like to do this is when I get it here, I take this hand and I want to be able to see my fingers over this his traps. Okay? And ideally I should be able to grab the other hand and put it like this on his back. Okay? Now he's got a good amount of pressure, and now I don't need a lot of squeezing to get that choke in. Okay? So, and just a quick note on what I'm doing with this hand. I see a lot of people who have really flexible wrists, and they'll grab like this, and they're able to put the hand on the back like that. I find this really uncomfortable. This is not a pleasant position for me personally. What I like to do is when I'm, like I said, the first hand I'm here, this hand, I'm actually just laying like this, and I'm just grabbing my own hand at the wrist and just laying it over. And this is really comfortable for me. I can hold this a long time. This is not hard on my shoulder, it's not hard on my wrist. I can hold this a long time. Yeah, I was wondering when you were going to tap actually. Yeah. So, okay, so that's the configuration with the hands. Okay, so again, we come here, push to the side, bring the head in, connect your hands at the wrist, put the elbow on the back, and now I'm going to fall on my side and put my foot over his back. And the choke comes really fast. So, not just you, I was training with the big Jan, one of our training partners, really big guy, brown belt. I got him in this. He also said I almost put him out with it. So, and the thing is I didn't think it was in. I actually just thought I had him in just a headlock, and I didn't have it finished. And he tapped, and he needed to sit down for like a minute, because like, yeah, you almost put me out with that. So this is a really strong choke. So I'm saying that a lot because be careful. Okay, this is a really strong choke. But like I said, the way I'm gripping my hands, I'm basically this hand, the palm is on the trap. I'm grabbing here, and I'm going over like that. Like I said, this is more comfortable for me than coming over like this. This is hard on my shoulder, and I feel it on my wrist as well. And then when you start getting torque on the fingers, I start feeling it in my fingers. This is not a comfortable position for me. Okay, clear to everyone what I want to do?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, then we're all going to do this. Everyone will do a couple of rounds with me so that I get the chance to feel the choke, and I get the chance to say, okay, do this, do that, do whatever. Okay? Okay, so, on your knees. How many things can you do in life where you get to tell people on your knees and it's not any sort of...
And to choke people.
Yeah. Yeah.
Three.
Yeah. Okay, so anyway, we're gonna go with the same entry, but now we're going to assume that basically I just, for some reason, we're too close. I'm not gonna be able to get the choke, so I'm not going to try, okay? So I could try fumbling around here for like 20 minutes and trying to get the choke, and that's gonna be a waste of time. What I'm gonna do instead is bring my arm here, grab over, and now I have something that some people call the 100% sweep. So I pull my hands over, and with this hook, I kick. And I land directly in the mount. Okay. So again, the same idea. I push him to the side, try to bring him in, and yeah, exactly something like this happens. I wasn't fast enough catching the guillotine, and he's too close. I could dig for a while, but that's going to be really inefficient, and his arm is right here. So instead of going for the guillotine, I reach through and grab my own hand in a gable grip. Okay? This is not a neck crank. I don't think I'm really putting a lot of pressure on your neck, right? Yeah, okay. From here, I unhook my half guard hook, put it on the ground, and now I can just pull him over. Okay, you could try to get a neck crank out of that. I honestly don't use a lot of neck cranks in most of my submissions, just professional courtesy. Okay, so, let's
The grip is like this.
just a simple gable grip.
Okay.
Don't need anything. Do you want to see it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I have met you.
Yeah, it's probably best if you get a chance to see it. Okay, so anyway, we're here, I'm over, push it here, and now we're too close. Come in here with the hook, with the arm, grab the gable. Okay. I will say this is a sweep. Obviously, the heavier the opponent, the harder this one gets. I can normally land this one reliably up to about 95, 100 kilos. So I land this one on the big Jonas, the guy with the tattoos. He's about 90, 95 kilos. I can land this on him. Obviously, our big Jan, he's 130 kilos. That I honestly have a problem getting to the other arm. So he's just a really big guy. So that's where it starts to break down for me. But normally, my own weight class, no problem. Like 4 or 5 weight classes higher, still no problem. It's only when I start getting the super heavy weights that it starts to break down to me. But at the same time, they're super heavy weights. Almost everything I do breaks down. So I'm a small guy. Okay. So any questions? Okay. Huh?
Try it out.
Yeah, we'll try it out. Okay. Technique of the day. What to do if someone does this sweep to you. Because the thing is when you're doing this sweep correctly, he has wonderful control over your upper body, and it's actually really hard to not get sweeped. So there's only one real option I think you have, and that is if you go here
Okay.
and you basically sweep yourself before he gets to. Okay? And then from here, the good thing is since he only has the control of the one arm, I can easily turn into north-south now. Oh, sorry. I just needed it in the head. Okay, so let's go back a bit. So basically, the way this works, it's very similar. I've shown a Darce choke escape that's actually really similar. So the idea is that he's doing his sweep. In this moment, I know the sweep is coming. Okay, so I go ahead and basically preventatively flip myself forward, and at the same time, I don't know if you can see it, I'm actually using my shoulder to keep this leg back. If he tries to come up,
Okay.
yeah, I'm actually bridging on top of him to keep his hips from, and I'm always trying to block his legs from coming up. Okay? And from here, I can basically circle my arm in, and then I go into a north-south. But the main thing is first, the minute you feel it coming, you have to throw yourself forward. If you wait too long, he's got you. And you've got to block those legs. If you don't block the legs, then he can still come up. And you've got to make sure that you're bridging with your weight on top of it, not on the ground. So, kind of, those are your three main points when trying to do this counter. Do you want to see it?
Oh no, it's fine.
Okay, good. We've done this so many times, yeah. So, let me just show a couple of things that can go wrong. Obviously, if I wait too long, he sweeps me. If I come here and I'm on the ground, he sweeps me. Okay, go back. I've got a bridge on top of him. Okay, my butt cannot be on the ground. If my butt's on the ground, he can just come up. Okay? And thirdly, I've got to block these legs. If I'm not blocking these legs, he can, yeah, exactly. He can just shrimp out. Okay? So those are your three main points, okay? Butt off the ground, really early flipping forward and controlling those legs. Okay? Any questions?
Is it maybe useful to really grab the legs?
I've got a hook in them, yeah. So again, do it to me. So when they come here, I've got this hook.
Oh yeah.
Okay, I don't want to grab my hands because now we're kind of, I'm almost in a crucifix, and also I can't turn into you now. So I just hook up, circle around, and now I can get my north-south. But I like to hook in the legs because if I can keep your feet off the ground, I'm going to make it harder for you to move.
Yeah.
Okay?